Hi, are you looking for more than just off the cuff answers? Well, time to hear from your higher self. Welcome to the Ask a Psychic show, where I will field your questions and get you some answers from some higher spirits. Who am I? I am Nora Truscello, two-time best-selling author and international speaker on intuition. And I am a 30 plus year practicing psychic. So I want to jump right in. I need to click buttons to make sure that I got this right and I'm on the right page. All right. Hey, Antonio, happy birthday. Hi, Gloria, Aaron, Denise. Nice to see you guys. Shauna. Nice to see you, honey. By the way, that picture of you with the curls was stunning. um, Gosh, I got to figure out how to read this feed. So bear with me for 1 second, guys. All right, here we go. Now I got it set right. I hate when, okay, so you can throw your comments and questions into the feed. If I don't get to your question, there are some powerful other people who participate from Erin to Shauna and a few others. So you just jump right in and they'll answer if I don't, and I will go back over the feed and do my best to get everyone. Taylor, welcome on tonight. Nice to see you. And I'm disappointed, guys. 17 shares. That's it. That's all I'm worth. Last week's show had 17 shares. I'm offended. Let's try to beat that, okay? I'm not going to tell you who won yet. I'm going to make you hang on for a little while. Mary Cole, nice to meet you. And Andrea Lynn and Helena. So I'm going to jump right in and start answering some of these questions. And I want to make sure I get to ones whose names I saw pop up already. So this one is guiding light. And I loved the question because this is something that people do confront. And so guiding light says, someone said to me, my aura is huge and colorful. He said that I have a special powers, intuition, and that I should tap into it. He said that whoever comes into contact with me walks away feeling special and different. I got scared as he said I should tap into that power. Not sure what he meant. Can you explain? I absolutely can. So, guiding light, there's nothing to fear. Basically, I heard loud and clear that you are almost a perfect listener. In other words, when somebody is speaking to you, most people are already in their head about what they're going to say before the person even finishes. They're not really listening. You are such a listener that you're a healing presence and you immediately give people the opportunity to be heard and healed. Listeners are so rare in this world and is so important. And this is like a gift of yours, but they continue to tell me more. Side note, the more of a listener you are, the more intuitive you are also. It just goes hand in hand. Okay, they continue to say, da-da-da-da, this makes you a gift. It enhances your intuitive abilities. Don't fear tapping in. Just use protective measures such as prayers of protection and intuitive footprint. So, what do they mean by tapping in? Is feel free to reflect and just say to yourself, what is the best way to go forward with this? How can I address this concern? Ask the questions specifically the same way I reword some of you guys' questions. The way you asked me here was great. You do that and you're going to hear the answers. You may, oh, then it continued with something you did not ask about. You may not find somebody very special because your calling has been to a religious order. You're ignoring your calling and they're fine with that because You came into this life with the intention to serve the Lord as a nun. I don't even know if you're a Catholic, but this was your intention upon being on the other side. You wanted to just be there for the Lord and nobody else. Okay, but you switched your path. And this is absolutely allowed, like, because they're saying you can still serve the Lord as a layperson, and you are with your gift of listening and your intuitive abilities. So you serve in a loving, as a loving, unjudgmental, non-judgmental listener. I hope that makes sense to you, guiding light. And I think it's wonderful, the gift you have. And I hope that helped other people, because a lot of times people do see intuitives and they tell them, look, you're gifted. You need to learn how to tap in. And I know I keep saying I'm going to have courses. I will have courses. I know they're coming up. I'm working on all of it, but that will help those of you who are looking to get more. Diane, welcome. Nice to have you on. Let's see. I'm telling you, we had so many awesome questions. It was really super. I want to, because I think this one was another really important one in reference to, like, taking like guiding lights question was Linda, Jessica, hi guys. And Diane Ferry, welcome aboard. All right, so this is from Rocking G Mom. I love that you guys use these AKA names so that I can be really honest. My spiritual journey started back in 1993. I've seen amazing and scary things along the way. I've somehow fell off track and seemed to be lost. How do I find that spark again? Digging deep and feeling lost. All right, Rocking G Mom, I get it. This is so normal, guys. So super normal. We live in a realm where there are ebbs and flows, like the tide, the moon. It pulls the water. It's a tidal thing. We're loaded with water. Our bodies are mostly water. We ebb and flow physically, we ebb and flow spiritually. It's not right, it's not wrong, it's just what is. So there'll be times where you're really flying high, and at other times you're like, is he really a god, or am I just imagining all of this? And it's during those times that the only thing I can suggest is prayer. But I didn't leave it to just me. And I asked the other side, and they said, when you feel weak, pray for guidance and faith to move on. It will come extremely quick. And they also said, just because the support comes quickly, it doesn't mean you're necessarily ready to grab it. When that tide is low, it's low. So you just pray, and the high tide will start to come back quicker. Even if you don't feel like it, even if you don't believe it. They said just pray. So Rocking G Mom, I love this question. It goes almost hand in hand with guiding light. You guys are great. Jessica, welcome aboard. Looking to see if my husband is getting a job in May. Okay, let's see. Is your husband getting a job in May? Okay, so I'm looking at a calendar, and I'm here in the third week of May. I'm seeing a third week of May. So actually, he is going to get one pretty quickly. Very good. The human body is 80% water. Therefore, we are not fat. We just float. Aaron, I love you. I love your sense of humor. uh, I was having a great time rewriting something from my website. And I'm talking about the different types of intuition. And one of the types of intuition, the intuit, actually taste foods. And I joke, because every time I do mediumship, not every time, but often when I do a mediumship session with a person or a family, and they want to hear from somebody that they love, I immediately get the taste of the spirit's favorite food in this lifetime. And I joke, it's like they see that I'm a plus size and they just assume I like food. But it works. It's great. All right, so let's see what else is going on. Gloria, nice to see you. Jim Jenkins, welcome aboard. And Jessica, Jeffrey, don't reckon Sahadi. Ooh, Kivik. All right, let's keep going. Brooke would like to know. Recently, my parents split up and my dad moved out. When they were still together, he abused alcohol. And now that he's on his own, I would like to know if he still is. I'm assuming still is abusing alcohol. And I heard immediately, yes, he is. And it's not your journey. Do you understand that? It is not your journey. And when they explained it, I was so moved. He will struggle for years. Then he'll find the strength in God to start actually coming out of it and helping others. This was his purpose for coming into this life. He took this journey so nobody else in his soul family would have to take it. That's a huge commitment. And he took it and took it on where he's going to really have to hit rock bottom. He's really going to have to be miserable in because he wants to take the pain and the suffering of addiction so nobody else in the soul group has to. Soul groups are big. The problem with doing it for everybody in a soul group, however, is free will. There's no guarantee somebody else will not slip, but he's providing that sacrifice so that they have the strength not to slip as easily. It's kind of, I have no way of explaining it. Soul families are not just your biological family. You can be sure your biological family is part of your soul family. But we are talking people we work with, people in our community, even friends that come and go. Like there are different connections. And every once in a while, there will be a person who is willing to sacrifice themselves. Before coming in, they make this decision so that other people in their group do not have to experience it. They will experience it through that soul's experience of it. See, we learn from each other. This is such a moving person, Brooke. And your father's an amazing soul. He doesn't realize it, unfortunately, in this life. He just sees himself as having an addiction problem. With that being said, it's his journey, not yours. You are free to love him for what he was and who you want him, and love him for who he can't be for you. He can't be the father that comes home who takes care of the family financially so that the mother can be there. Um, Whatever. I mean, I don't know, traditional, non-traditional, who cares? The whole point is he can't be that for you. But that doesn't mean you can't love him for the powerful soul that he is and the sacrifice that he's making. But do not get sucked in to his journey or you will defeat what he came here to do. So love him from a distance and care for him from a distance. Whoo, yeah, that's a deep one, isn't it, Shauna? Some of these answers can really like rock you. But let's keep going. You feel free to throw some questions into the feed. If I catch them, I'll do my best to read them. Some of them I will miss. Um, okay, Rosemary. People say their loved ones who passed visit them in a dream. When will my husband, who passed last summer, visit me in a dream? Okay, I'm being told he's already visited you several times. You don't remember the dreams. You're not very good at recalling your dreams. You need to practice it. You're better than most, but that doesn't make you really good at it. So, what you want to do, and this goes for anyone, not just Rosemary, if you want to remember your dreams, put a piece of paper next to your bed and a pen. The second you wake up, don't even think of anything else. Start jotting down what's in your mind. If you're like me and you have to go to the bathroom like 2, 3 times a night, every time I wake up, I jot down a couple things that in the morning I'm able to recall the dream from my notes. It's like boom, it comes back. jotting it down makes such a wonderful difference, and it allows you to start to recall the dreams more fully. He is telling me I will visit her. I will keep visiting her until she gets that I'm here. But that is okay. They're telling me it's going to take you about 3 months to really get it down, but he's promising to be patient and be there for you. He's always been there for you, he's around you constantly. So practice it. Let me know how it goes. I love dreams. So funny. My father died just 2 years ago, and my mom called me today with a dream. Now, those of you who know me know that my father was a very powerful politician for many, many years. And my mom had a dream about all these politicians. And, and was, I don't want to get into her personal dream except to say, I'm really happy I can interpret dreams for her because it helped tremendously. Feel free to talk to me personally, though, about dreams. It's not something we could do on a feed because it requires too much back and forth. Casey, you keep asking that question. When am I going to get a break from my rock bottom life? And you know what? I'm not sure if I was able to tap in. I'm trying to look. No, you gave me the hardest time. See, your form is like the only form that has no scribble on it. There's something going on, and I hope that I get a reason why I can't tap into what's going on for you before the end of the show. Rosemary, you're welcome. Give it a try. It is a lot of fun. All right, I want to take a moment and make sure I mention who the winners are. So, Carol McFillin, who is always on the show and who is not on the show this week for some reason, did win the reading. I will message her because I want to make sure she gets it. She's always sharing. And if you want to win a free reading from me, full half-hour reading, all you have to do is share this particular show tonight and make sure you like and follow Into Intuition's Facebook page. We have two more winners for the books. And Helen Smitty Green, you can't win. I pulled your name, but you never liked and followed this page. And that's a shame because I would have liked you to have one of the books. Instead, Antonio, who I think already has the books, happy birthday, Antonio. Your name got pulled. And if you would like me to gift the books to somebody else, if you already have them, I will. The other person is Renee Hilton. So so you three guys, Renee, Antonio, and Carol, email me at nora@intointuition.com. Carol will arrange a date and time, and you other guys just let me know what ebook you would like, and I'll send you either one. Both are bestsellers. I'm sure you will enjoy both of them. This one is really another. Oh, wait, let's see what Shauna has to say. Casey, you need to change your focus to the positive, change your mindset. Remember the power of your words, create your life. Yeah, I know, but there's really something more going there because I'm being blocked. It's almost like, and I'm talking to Shauna here for Casey. Shauna, I very rarely hit a wall where it's like you go in for an answer, but it's like, no, I don't really want you there. No, oh, don't, no, sorry. Keep, oh, back off, back off. And when a person's pushing me back, I don't dare approach for fear of going against their will. Now, she's given it to me on a form, she's given it to me on a feed, but this part of her does not really want the answer spoken. Um, so read what I said. Aaron's telling me to read what she said. I'm being told Casey has to make a decision they are avoiding. Okay. So, Casey, hopefully some of that helps, but I'm also hearing that there was something that you don't want spoken out loud. And that's why on a deeper level, you are blocking me from being able to tap fully in. Well, you're not blocking me from being able to. I can cross that path, but I will not because to me, that's going against your will. And your higher self is saying no. So, Brianna, welcome aboard. Nice to see you, honey. Maggie Moore, nice to have you back on, Maggie. All right, Lost in Life. This one is really powerful. Uh, so let's get right to it. Years ago, I tried to commit suicide. I realized what a mistake it was and will never do anything like it again. But now, years and years later, I still feel so lost. And this might help you, Casey. You're not suicidal, but you're lost. I can't find my happiness anymore. It's been 5 years and I've been in this hole and I don't want to be here anymore. How do I get it back? Where do I start? What do I do? Will I ever feel happy again? So, first question, how do I get it back? And I just asked him exactly like that. How does he get it back? And I said, happiness can't be found, it is a choice. It happens when you choose something greater than yourself. Where do I start? What do I do? And they said, read Viktor Frankl, Man's Search for Meaning. And I heard, but you are wallowing in so much self-pity, you probably won't pick it up. They said it's 3 out of 5 chance that you will pick up the book and actually read it. So they told me to explain a little bit. Viktor Frankl was in Auschwitz during World War II, where the Nazis were killing, torturing, beating. This man went through experiments. He was just treated horrific. His mother, father, wife all died there. His purpose, he had to find a purpose to live, something greater than himself. And that was to tell the story of what it was to survive Auschwitz and how those who survived had different mindset. They had a greater purpose, to a reason to keep going. And this is the focus, is for you to find that reason. So I asked, can you give me an example? And believe it or not, I heard coach a little league. So I don't know if you have young people in your family that you can volunteer to be a coach for a team, but that's what I heard. So either it's do that specifically or it means something symbolic for you. Coach Little League. You can choose your reaction to whatever is occurring at any time. And this is exactly what Shauna's talking about too. We choose our responses. So somebody broke into my house. I can choose to just be like done, burnt out, furious, hate the effing neighborhood, or I can choose to get the window fixed, be a little more careful, and move on with my life and not give all my energy there. That's what I'm doing. I'm choosing to go on with my life and not put all my energy into hating somebody who was breaking into my house and fearing my neighborhood. Well, I'm working on the fearing my neighborhood part a little bit, being honest. So we're choosing happiness, and you choose it by finding a greater purpose. So lost in life. I hope that's helpful, and I hope that's helpful to you, Casey. We really do make our own choices. Mary Lou, welcome aboard. Pam, nice to see you. Casey, how do I make this decision? I feel like I'm being torn 2 different ways, and I'm one person. Um, all right, they're telling me you have mommy stress and overload, family stress and overload, and that you are, okay, now they're letting me know you're on your last breath. Okay, what they're recommending, you probably don't want to hear this because you have no time to breathe now. But they're recommending a meditation, a calming time. And in my head, I'm arguing with them. There's no way this woman has time to sit down and meditate. And I'm a big advocate. You know that, like right behind me, ooh, right behind my head. That's my certificate to teach meditation. I mean, I love this stuff. So when I'm arguing with them, I heard in the shower, follow your breath. So, Casey, while you're in the shower, just notice your breath coming and going. Don't try to breathe in deep. Don't focus on your exhale. Just allow it to come and go and notice it. And as you're noticing it, notice how your body just relaxes when you exhale and that the breath comes to you. You don't have to do anything, it just comes to you. It's a gift. and allow that moment of washing your hair, the gift of, wow, life is breathing me. I don't have to do anything. In those few moments, it takes seconds. You start to get that click, that relaxation that you need. And it will open up a little more and a little more for you. While you're washing the dishes, you can just be noticing your breath. While you're picking up the gazillion toys for the gazillionth time, just be watching your breath. These are simple ways of bringing yourself down into a calmer state so you can start seeing life differently, seeing it as the blessing it is, even in the chaos. So, Viktor Frankl and Lost in Life, like well, Viktor Frankl was in a horrific situation. Lost in Life feels he's in a bad situation. In that bad situation, that breathing, that relaxing will give you enough to start to be able to choose happiness. I choose to be happy in this chaos. I choose to be happy even though somebody broke into my apartment. I choose to be happy even though my cars got broken into 3 times in 2 weeks. I mean, I'm going to choose happiness. I'm going to choose this is what's occurring. And I'm not giving my power up. But I can do that easily because I'm not chasing after a bunch of little ones. I'm not working full time, trying to take care of a family, running a house. I did that. Those years are over, but I survived those years because I meditated, because I took time for me. So important. You got to do that. Maybe Lou, I'm finally awake for your live. Hi, baby. Nice to see you. All right. I don't know how much time we have. We have 4 minutes left. So I just want to remind you all, I am highly offended that only 17 shares happened last week, and I expect more than that this time. So let's get that sharing in and make sure you like and follow this page so that you, if your name gets picked, you don't get knocked out. I do want to get to a couple more of these, and I think I can. We have about 3 minutes. So, Maggie, will I ever get married and when? Do you see good health in my future? Oh, Maggie, you have too much anger and resentment, which will affect your health if you don't get over it. You feel used and taken advantage of. This energy scares away anyone who's decent. You're giving up on yourself, is what I'm being told. Okay, so I asked, what does she need to do? And I heard you must love yourself first before anyone can love you. Start by forgiving yourself for allowing yourself to get into such relationships with other people and with yourself. It all stems from both your parents being pretty angry as you grew up and their resentment toward each other. So it was sort of like you were just living in anger and resentment and really didn't know much else. I had the feeling that you were not wanted. But even though you were not wanted, you were very cared for and you were loved. It was just not what they wanted. So that resentment, that bad feeling, you carried with you. And until you can just let that go, that's not who you are, that's their crap, it's going to be hard to get married and it will affect your life. Where you're going to get married to somebody who you're going to have resentment with, and you don't want that. Teresa, nice to have you on. And oh, guys, thank you so much. I love all the I shared. Thank you, thank you. Can I have a few more? All right, I got 1 minute. So in that 1 minute, I just want to remind Carol McFillan, you got the read. Antonio, you got the book, and Helena, no, Renee, you got the book. So a couple quick announcements, if I may. So I'm going to read my board. This way I don't forget. This Friday, Chris Gaganis and I are both going to be at the Red Door Saloon in Galloway Township. It's kind of Mother's Day special, and they have several psychics there. we both agreed to go. It'll be a lot of fun. So if you're in Galloway Township, New Jersey, or nearby, the readings are really inexpensive. I can't believe I'm actually doing it for this price. But hey, it's a Mother's Day thing, and I just thought it would be fun to hang out with Chris. So I'm going, and I will be there giving readings. So come along. Also, the St. Marin's Festival, if you're in South Philadelphia and you catch me there, you can throw a question at me and I will answer it for you just for being there to support that little church. They got great food and music. The next event will be June 4th. I'm going to be on one of the largest spiritual podcasts out there, Truth Seeketh, and we are going to be talking about animal communication. So I think you guys would really enjoy that, especially if you have pets. It's really interesting how they communicate with us and we communicate to them. So, till next week, thank you so much for joining me. Remember, like, follow, and share the show and say those prayers of protection. Love you all. Have a great night. Bye now.